So hey guys, just before the video begins, I just thought I'd kind of quickly say, in the video itself, we kind of see a paragraph that says, you know, can people not share this survey? You know, don't share it around or make screenshots. And obviously I'm recording a video of it. So in the video, I mentioned a couple times, I'm going to try and get permission from Riot and see if it's okay for me to upload this video. I just thought I'd put this at the beginning of the video to make it perfectly clear that I got that permission. I got that permission from one of the community leaders at Riot Games in the UK. So you don't need to leave a comment saying, did I get permission and am I ignoring Riot? I got permission to upload it. So yeah, feel free to discuss all that we have. I'll say I probably was a little bit harsh, you know, upon watching this back. I was probably a little bit harsh to Riot in this survey, but sometimes the honest, blunt truth is the best way for them to kind of improve. And I'm sure, you know, some Rioters, and again, because I got permission, one of the Rioters like, you know, looking forward to the video, so there probably is going to be a couple Rioters kind of lurking around this video, so feel free in the comment section to give your opinions, because it's probably a good chance to kind of give your feedback on the questions that are in this survey. Anyway, enjoy the video. It's obviously something completely different, and let me know if you like this type of thing, because it's something that doesn't come up often, but it may come up more, who knows. But that's going to be it. Enjoy the video. See ya. Hey guys, HuzzyGames here, bringing you another video. First thing to say is apologies for the attire and the light darker room. Obviously it's very hot and I'm not turning on the main light to record because it's too warm. But this video is something a little bit different, and I'll say this isn't under any NDA. Obviously, I do have a few projects with Riot at the moment, but this was just an email sent to me basically saying, you know, at HuzzyGames, we want to hear from you, and this could have been sent to anybody, and I'm sure some of you probably got sent the same email. So I thought for those that didn't get this, they may be interested of why Riot is sending surveys, what type of information do they want to know, and I'm interested too. So I thought we'd do it together. And then we can have a conversation about why do we think Riot is collecting this data, whatever they're asking. So I just thought it would be something kind of cool, like an extra thing that we've never really done before. Anyway, so they say, thank you for your interest in completing the survey. Your feedback is important to us, and your response will help us understand any issues you may have, as well as a better focus our development. Your responses will be kept confidential and will not be used for any other purpose other than research conducted by Riot and a video on HuzzyGames. Not everything we ask about on surveys will end up being implemented, so please don't share screenshots of this survey or post about it online. Technically, we're not doing an NDA, so that's more of like a polite thing to ask. I think it's completely fine. I've definitely seen people post this. Anyway, let's go into it. So what's my age? We are 24 years old. Where do I live? We are in the UK. In what languages do you typically choose to play League? English. How many hours per week do I play League? Honestly, it's not that much anymore. I probably play for like 2 hours a day, probably about 4 or 5 times a week. So I'm probably in like this range. So there we go. When did I first start playing League? Yeah, definitely more than 2 years ago. So far, there's nothing that I would think that Riot doesn't want people to know. If there is something controversial that they're like, what do you think about this brand new feature that we've never announced? Then I won't upload this video. But if it's all stuff that we've seen before, I will. Overall, how satisfied am I with League? I'm in the middle. Again, I've said before, usually I'd probably say I'm actually in between here. Like on the average patch in League, average season, I'm probably in between satisfied and very satisfied. Like moderately satisfied. I'm like here because I hate the meta. It is getting better. I hate the meta. I hate the ranked changes that they're doing next season, or the role one anyway. So like that definitely affects what I'm thinking about League at the moment. And yeah, the balance team seems to be having a rough time as well. So here we go. Please rate your level of satisfaction with the following. Overall gameplay, champion balance, matchmaking, and stability. Well, recently the stability has actually been really bad on EU West. But anyway, let's go through it. So overall gameplay, I'd say I'm satisfied. Again, I've always said I enjoy the gameplay of League of Legends. The mechanics of it, I enjoy. Champion ballots, I'm actually going to say dissatisfied. There seems to be always problems. Always. Like, you've got your mages in the bot lane. That wasn't balanced. You've got the funnel strategy. That wasn't balanced. Like, they seeming to be doing a pretty poor job with that right now. Matchmaking, it's just much of a muchness. It doesn't matter. Stability, again, usually I'd probably say I'm satisfied or very satisfied, because usually in the past couple of years there's been no problems. But right now I'll put it in the middle because it's had some issues. But again, the reason why I'll never be dissatisfied is because League of Legends is a free game. If I was paying for it and I had like a World of Warcraft subscription and my servers were down and I'm paying money to play, that would be different. But this is a free-to-play game, so really, I don't think you can have that much of a say. Next stuff is technical performance, the bug. Okay, so bugs and lag. Again, a lot of people say they get bugs. I don't get bugs in League of Legends, so I'll say I'm satisfied. Again, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like lucky and my computer setup or my internet, I just don't get them. I don't. So yeah, forums and boards, who cares about that? The website of League of Legends, I don't use it. So like, again, if I'm not using this stuff, I'm gonna say dissatisfied because it's obviously not doing a very good job. League of Legends community, I'm actually gonna put very dissatisfied. League of Legends has a terrible community. You know, when you're going into a game of League, and most games of League has 1 or 2 toxic players that are out to make your experience worse. And obviously they're just not very nice people, but that, to me, is not good, and Riot, in my opinion, doesn't do enough to change that and make it better. So I don't think it's great. Game help, player support, I haven't used... I'll say this is where YouTuber privilege could be a little bit. I haven't used those support services in years because I just know people in Riot that can do stuff for me if ever I need something. So I'll just put in the middle. Game localization, it's English. Pricing of official merchandise, I actually think it's quite expensive, the merchandise. And I've got a fair amount of it. On that, like, you can see the Zig statue is right there. And above on that shelf, I own a lot of it. Like, the League of Legends limited edition art book is somewhere there. I'm a massive fan of physical stuff, and I wish they did more. I will say, I think it is a little bit expensive for the quality you get. So I am going to say dissatisfied, because I'm just answering this brutally honest. Price of game content... it's very dissatisfied. Again, I normally protect Riot. I think the skins recently, the Samsung Galaxy skin bundles, I had actually used the word was disgusting in their price strategy for it. Like, I've got League of Legends right here. Let's go into the store and let's go here. For one skin, you want, for the little bundle, for one skin, you want 2,240 when we all know that the skin quality itself is only 1,350. That, to me, is disgusting for a little border and a summoner icon on top. Like, that is just ludicrous, in my opinion. So I'm actually say very dissatisfied. Like, that, to me, is Riot going, give us money. Which I never have felt that they were, because, again, League's a free-to-play game. But I do think that has been relatively disgusting. And how likely am I going to continue playing League of Legends? Well, considering it's my job, it's obviously likely. But I'll say it right now. Recently, there has been the talk about the MMO, you know... Everybody's been kind of going on Mark Merrill's Twitter and kind of going, please say this is real. If there was an official MMO made by League of Legends and it was in that world of Runeterra, and let's just say it's an average MMO, I would probably quit League to play that game. Because I love the world of League and I love, you know, the races, I like the stories, and, you know, you could probably mix the MMO a little bit with the MOBA gameplay. I'd probably quit League. Like, I'd say the major thing that I'd say is holding me to League is 2 things. One, the mechanics of the game is still my favorite game of all time. They're like the actual physical playing the game and, you know, the abilities and how they work and the movement. My favorite game. The second thing is I'm a YouTuber. It's my job. I'm, you know, it's responsible to keep going. But the main thing is the gameplay. But, you know, it's rough, man. Like, I definitely see why people have quit. Like, right now. The meta, in my opinion, sucks. And you could be someone out there that says it's fine. And that's great. Like, I'm happy for you if you enjoy it, because then you won't be going through what other people are. But a lot of people dislike it. The funnel strategy was, in my opinion, the worst strategy I've ever seen in League make it to pro play. And again, it's not the pros' fault. It's Riot's fault. And that's all to do with balance. So to me, if Riot want to make their players stay, their balance team needs to get way better. Like, way better. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I could do a better job. I probably couldn't. The average person who's in silver complaining on Reddit would do a terrible job. But for the professionals that they are of Riot Games, I think they need to do a better job. So I'm going to put likely, but, you know, 6 months ago, that would have definitely been very likely. So that's that. Next we go. Okay, here we go. The next section focuses on your League of Legends experience in and out of the game. Also, I'm going to turn the air conditioning on because it is getting too hot. I like the content on lol.com or the articles reviews. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know that a lot of that happens. So I just do that, I guess. I like the online events that Riot plans, tournaments, challenges, themed IP events. Yeah, I like those. I actually going to strongly agree. I actually think they're really good. That gets the community involvement. You know, recently we had the Versus one, Garen versus Darius. I thought that was pretty good. Next one is, I like the offline events Riot plans. Esport events, community meetups, conventions. They really don't do much of this anymore, or what I can tell. Or maybe this is more of a North American thing. Because the last event that I think Riot was involved in was Insomnia 61 or 62. I've got the pass back there, whatever one it was. They called it League Fest, but they basically attached it to a different convention, and they had their own hall. It was okay. Like, there was nothing special about it. I like, again, speaking as somebody from the UK, I actually think Riot has done a very poor job with events for the past few years. Basically, it doesn't exist. So for me, and again, I only can speak for UK, I'm actually going to go disagree. Because I don't think they've done enough in the UK. Like, you know, there's in North America, there's always been viewing parties, and if you go on the map, whenever there's viewing parties of LCS, there's all over America. There's like 2 in the UK. There's like 1 in London and 1 in Manchester, and you're like, oh great. So you have to, like, someone like me who lives in Cambridge, I'm never going to go into the middle of London just to watch League of Legends in a bar. I'd do it if there was one in Cambridge. But yeah, like, they need to do way more with that, and conventions and getting people involved. It would be good. Riot does a good job informing me about upcoming game changes or content in a timely manner. See, this is where I differ a little bit, because I might be told things early, so I'm just going to go neutral, because I'm not involved really with that. I get to know things earlier. Riot does a good job of actively connecting me with players like me. No, you don't do that at all. Like, no. All right, next one is, how have other players influenced your experience in League of Legends? Very negatively. Again, without being a pessimist, I'm sure majority of us can think of situations maybe and I've played for 10 years since Season 1 roughly, or 8 years, 9 years. I can probably think on 2 hands how many times I had a very positive experience that I can remember. The negativity of the community and the experience of other players completely outweighs. Completely. And the majority of my nice experiences that I've had with other players in League of Legends, guess what? Are friends of mine that I know and I'm on Discord with. Like, and again, that's why, like, the whole voice chat thing with me in League was always weird, because the people that you're likely wanting to voice chat with, you're already in a Discord server or something with anyway. But yeah, no, I'm going to say very negatively. Please rate how you frequently encounter. Okay, so I said that in pretty much every single game, you have a 1 or 2 toxic people. And again, I don't think that's an over-exaggeration. Like, earlier in today's stream, I played 3 games, and I think in 2 of those games we had a rager. But I muted them because they were raging. So, positive behavior or sportsman-like conduct. How often is it, like, you get sportsman-like people? Very infrequently. Like, it just doesn't happen. I would like to think that I'm a relatively sportsman-like person, but I don't type. There's no incentive for me to be sportsman-like in the chat, because in my opinion, I'd rather not spend the time typing, and I'd rather just play better. And I think that's majority. People who aren't toxic, I don't think those people type. I think they just keep quiet, which I think's fine. But then the opposite, and why it's always seeming to be like, you know, the toxic people are always outweighing the neutral people, the sportsman people, is because the toxic people type, and the sportsman people and the positive people don't. And I think that's obviously a big problem. And then negative behavior or harassment, very frequently. Yeah, nearly every game. Please state your level of agreement with the following statements. Most players in League of Legends are sportsmanlike. Disagree. Player behavior systems in League of Legends catch most of the players who are unsportsmanlike. Strongly disagree. Riot does a good job encouraging positive behaviors. Disagree. Riot does a good job promoting benefits of sportsmanlike. Nope. Like, all I can think of what they've said of, hey, you shouldn't be toxic and stuff on being sportsmanlike is honor. And to be honest, who cares about the honor system? Like, the rewards, if I'm not mistaken, is Medieval Twitch and Grey Warwick still to this day. Who cares about those skins? Like, I've already won, for me personally, I've already got those skins. But apart from that, they're both not, like, mainstream champions, really. Twitch is a niche champion, and Warwick maybe is a bit more. But, like, Warwick's got better skins than Grey Warwick, too. So, to me, they don't. Anyway. Being tilt-proof is a skill that can be mastered. Yeah, I wouldn't strongly agree with it, because I'm probably quite good at being tilt-proof. You know, with having thousands of people watching me every single day and having to play basically no matter what, I'm pretty tilt-proof, but it does still happen. again, example A, about a month ago, I went from Diamond 2 to Diamond 5. That was me being tilted. So, no, it does happen. Riot provides useful tools and advice on how to keep a positive mentality in-game. I have never seen it, so I don't think so. I am likely to tilt if I'm in a pre-made group of friends. Oh, no, I am less likely to tilt if I'm with a pre-made group of friends. Probably. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that statement because, again, a lot of... Two things. One, you don't want to let your friends down by, like, tilting and moaning a lot. But secondly, if you're like my friend group, we basically, let's say... bully each other. If one dude on our team like gets a little bit antsy and stuff, we just tell the dude to shut up. So like we like slap that behavior. If you know they're all typing, we're like slap, stop doing it. So maybe friends groups can do that a little bit, but there we go. How often do I watch professional League of Legends? EULCS. So they're specifically, by the way, because I'm from the UK, asking about EULCS. Rarely, I'd probably say. How often do I watch National League esports matches for the UK? Never. How satisfied with you? Dissatisfied. How likely would I recommend to an EU? Unlikely. Again, I think EULCS isn't great. Alright, so this is a pretty big survey. I'm enjoying it. Again, what I'm going to do, and what I'll say right now is, again, as you guys know, I have connections with Riot and stuff. I'm going to ask one of my Rioter friends if I can upload this. And depending, again, if you're watching this, it means he said okay. Because to me, again, this is my own opinions about how the game is and how things are going, and it can create a conversation with you guys. Because, again, the majority of you guys are not going to get this survey, but you can let me know in the comments what do you think about some of the things that have been happening here. So we're now focusing on Riot Games. So, Riot Games takes the concerns of my players in my region into account when making decisions. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. That's a hard question to ask, because I imagine most people, like, what would it... I'm going to do either disagree or, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how they would. Riot cares about me as a player. Well, again, this is where personal bias come in. They may care about me more than the average player because I'm a YouTuber with an audience. But if we just say, do they care for me as a level player, I'd probably say neither. Like, do I think Riot cares about losing the average player in League? No. But do I think they want them to go? No. Like, I think it's just kind of neutral. Riot Games consistently delivers content I value. If you asked this question, like, a couple of years ago, I would have said strongly agree. I think it's definitely dipped. I'll put agree. Understand what's important to the players, disagree. Like, to me, the most important thing that I think players have wanted for years is lack of less toxicity, and especially when it comes to bring back the tribunal. That hasn't happened. So, yeah. Does Riot keep their promises? Kinda. Again, if you asked this question a few years ago, I would have put strongly disagree, because they always said things and it never happened. Where I think like 2017 and 2018, I think it's been pretty much the opposite. Like, they are ticking the list of like getting rid of all this stuff. Like, you know, there's the meme list on Reddit that, you know, there was like the replay system and this and that. They're ticking it off very quick. So I'd probably say yes, agree. Riot Games takes action based on player feedback. See, this is an interesting one, because do I think they do? Yes. Do I think they're happy about it? No. Examples. I still, to this day, believe that Riot still wants dynamic queue/flex queue as the main queue of the game. I still believe they want it, because the amount of casual things that are coming through with Ranked, to me, it's just obvious that they really wanted that to work, but the community hated it. See, this question to me would be interesting in a couple months when the final decision about role ranked comes out, because I still hate role ranked. I will never enjoy it. No way I will ever enjoy that system. It's not built for me. And a lot of people are in agreement with that, but I definitely see Riot still doing it. Again, I've had conversations with the design team and stuff. I'm guessing they're still going to do it. Which I think is a massive mistake. Like Dynamic Queue was, they lost a lot of players from it. And, you know, like the recent meta, they probably thought that was a good idea. Hey, let's give diversity in the bot lane. People will enjoy it. Yeah, some will. Some will hate it and quit the game. So that's a rough question. Riot keeps their promise. Takes action on feedback. It is rough because there's big examples that they do. Because like right now they're fixing the meta. Like they nerfed teleport to stop teleporting bot lane, but that hurt top lane. So that actually was a terrible way of dealing with it. They probably should have just buffed the AD carry summoner spells, but they probably didn't think of that, I guess. I don't know. It's a rough one. I'm gonna put neither agree or disagree because it's neutral to me. Understands how players feel. Well, again, I know probably a bit more about this because I know every single Rioter plays League. So they're all players of League. So I will say I agree because they are all players of League. Therefore, they all know how a player feels. Focuses its resources on the right things. Disagree. There are so much examples of, like, them doing random stuff. It's like, why did you do that when people have been asking for this type of thing? There was one not long ago, and I tweeted about it, and I can't remember what it was. I'm going to say disagree, because I think they could have done a lot more, for what I can tell. Tries to do what's best for players. Disagree. I think Riot does best for Riot, not necessarily the players. And I think that has been one of the biggest problems with Riot in the last couple of years. I'd probably say, if this doesn't go like overboard, again, if any Rioters are watching, this isn't a personal attack on you. All of you are lovely people. Ever since that Tencent bought Riot, Riot has become more of a less caring money-making machine rather than the player experience. And that's just something that, like, I feel. So I'd probably say disagree. And then cares more about making players happy than maximizing profit. No. Like, we literally just said. No. Riot, like, if that was true, these would not cost, for one skin and the little bundle, 2,200 Riot points. That just disproves that point instantly. That is ludicrously expensive. And that is somebody like me who has spent, thousands in League of Legends. And I'm that guy, and I'm saying that's ludicrous. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's too much. How likely am I recommend League to a friend? Let's put it in the middle. Like, again, it depends. Like, next season could literally be the worst season in League of Legends. Or it could be the best. So, how many of your friends have started playing League because of you? Yeah, we'll do that, considering... Yeah. In the past 3 months, have you invited a friend to play League? Yes, I actually have, with Minilad and Calux. Recently been on the channel. Feel free to watch it. They were funny videos. Why did I say... Blah, blah, blah. I did a YouTuber event with Minilad and Calux. Literally. There you go. And there we go. So there is the survey. Honestly, like, what do I think Riot is trying to achieve from this survey? I don't know. Like, it might just be trying to, like, tick a few boxes, but I do hope that they collect this feedback. And I will say, I think it's very easy for a majority of this feedback is going to be negative. And again, it depends how they do the emails. Again, I might ask my friend at Riot, you know, was I specifically targeted as a group? Like, again, Riot has a lot of data in the background. Was I selected because I would fit in a certain group of players? Like, oh, you've played since this season, or you play X amount of hours a week. Let's send that email to all those people. Or did a lot of people in the UK get this email? So I don't know why I got this email, or if it was just purely random, which, by the way, I doubt. Targeted surveys are basically never random. They're always targeted to a specific group. So, I don't know. Like, again, there's been... Again, a lot of people go, oh, a lot of what I've said is negative. Yeah, it was. And I think sometimes a company has to take a step back and kind of go, okay, there's a lot of people who are definitely having a rough time right now with League. And I still enjoy it. I'm playing on my main account. I'm climbing again. But it's not the League that I have loved in the past, for sure. And again, if you look at just a couple examples, hell, Dyrus quit the game recently and even went so much, and again, I love Dyrus. We've had good interactions in the past. Even went so much as, like, basically swearing at his fan base, saying he's not playing it, stop asking. He's literally just not interested. You have people like Cutie Pie, who is a top challenger player in Diamond 2, Diamond 3 at the moment, which is crazy. The League is in just such a weird place that I do think they need to do a lot to fix it. And that's just my opinion. You know, again, that's what the comment section is for you guys. Feel free to put in the comment section some of the topics that we may have discussed, and you can go in more detail. And I'll be in the comments and I'll be replying to people because it's a very interesting topic. You know, all these topics, really. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, I will... Again, if you're watching this, I got permission to upload it. I'm not going to upload it if I don't have permission because I don't want to be on the wrong side of Riot. But that's going to be it. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. See ya.